guys, what's up? It's me, Fang. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you another FIFA 13 Ultimate Team We Play, I Pay. And what that is, pretty much, in case you haven't seen some of the older videos for this series, you should definitely go back and check them out. But it is a episode. Look, his team's name's Hey Jesse. Looky there. This is a Liga BBVA team, by the way, and it's really good. And it looks kind of similar to the one that I used to have, but with a lot better players on it. Anyway, so what happens in this is I play a subscriber or a follower on Twitter. This time I pick someone on Twitter. You should probably follow me on Twitter because more times than none, that's where I'm going to announce at least that I'm making a YouTube video or I'm streaming it or I'm picking one. So more than anything, you need to be following me on Twitter. But today I had someone pick my favorite or my basketball number from high school at random, and whoever got it first or whoever got it right first was going to be able to play me in this. If they win, they get 10,000 coins. If they don't have to pay me anything. They just get the chance to be on my channel, which a lot of people love because a lot of people love to be like, see themselves being played on other people's channels, especially mine because I'm almost at 20,000 subscribers. What? So this time I had someone choose my number. It took forever for people to get the right number, and I said between 1 and 40. And for some gosh darn reason, they couldn't get it. So finally I shortened it to 20 and 40. And we have I Murder X here. And it's not like murder, it's like murder. But I went against him. He picked 32, which was my basketball number, the best number ever. That was my basketball number from like age 5 until, till I was done. So I love that number, and I'm glad that he chose it. He got to play me. I used my BPL team, which is pretty awesome. Not to say this match isn't completely serious, but we played a match before this, and it was actually like a really hard-fought match. And it was really nice and whatnot. And then I found out that it wasn't recording. I think on that one, like I went up 2-1 and I was beating him and everything was going well. And then he ended up getting a tying score and we went into extra time. And then he just freaking laid the law down on me. And it ended up being 4-2. Look at that wonderful, amazing shot from Aguero. It ended up being 4-2. So you're not even going to get to see the real game. But we played each other again and he beat me again, 3-2. Wasn't as serious. I don't want to dishearten this video, but it wasn't as serious. I didn't want to completely just blow him out of the water. I'm just kidding. No, he still played really well. He's a really good player, but he had a really pacey team and I couldn't stop it. The one thing I wish I would have saw that y'all missed is Balotelli in my first game. Somehow I did a huge lob ball from the middle of the field, and it hit Balotelli in the back. Balotelli wasn't even looking. It hit him in the back and then went in the goal. And it was like he was ducking, trying not to get hit by the ball, and it went in the goal, and I didn't get it on camera, and I'm so angry. Anyway, so that's what's going to happen in this game. He ends up winning this one as well, but it is a really nice game. I know y'all like to see full gameplay so you can see my awesome, amazing skills. And since I was trying to not take it too seriously, I tried some skill moves on here, as did he. He wasn't taking it seriously either. He was trying to shoot from 40 yards outside the box. It was a really fun game. But I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all about this dream. And I know y'all saw it in the title and you're like, what are you talking about, this weird dream? And I talked about it on Twitter. If you haven't watched The Walking Dead, nor have you watched Ghost Adventures, you need to go either look up the characters on those shows, or you're going to want to just go watch them because they're both awesome. Walking Dead is obviously the biggest thing right now. It's the hit zombie TV show. Where everybody's turned into zombies and it's an apocalypse, and they're having to try to live and not get eaten by the zombies pretty much. And it's all these groups and different types of people. So it's really cool to watch. The story plot is kind of scatterbrained and it doesn't sometimes make sense. A lot of it doesn't come together, but it's still it's intriguing and it's a good watch. You'll be, ready for the next episode. Obviously it's cliffhangers and all that stuff. So it's really good. It's kind of gory. So if you have a weak stomach, I wouldn't recommend it. Now, Ghost Adventures, for all of y'all who watch my Black Ops 2 Ghost Stories, if you haven't seen Ghost Adventures, it's 3 guys and they first started out and they didn't have any fancy camera crews. Oh my God, he just schmanked me right there. They didn't have any fancy camera crews. It was just them and they were recording each other and they went and they captured all this stuff. They literally captured the best EVPs, the best, everything that you could possibly think of that has to do with ghosts. They have all this different equipment that they always capture things on, and it's because they provoke ghosts. A lot of the TV shows you'll see, they're never provoking. They're always just sitting there I want to contact the spirit. And no spirit's going to come hang out with you if you're that lame, but no, the guy on this one, his name is Zach Bagans. He's yeah, if you want me, come get me. And so they come out because obviously a lot of the ghosts or the whatever paranormal they're dealing with is bad people. There are some like good ones, you'll see there's like children that like hug teddy bears and all types of stuff like that, but there are a lot of bad ones that like to scratch people and do all that kind of, demonic stuff. So awesome show. This dream though has to do with like why I think I watch way too much TV. So not last night, but the night before last night, I decide that I'm going to go to sleep. Obviously, I go to sleep at like 2:30 a.m. I really need to fix my sleep schedule. It's ridiculous. But I doze into this slumber of a dream. And the dream starts out like this. I'm walking through the woods and it's daytime. I'm myself, obviously. I don't know if you've ever had dreams where you're someone else, but I have. And I don't even know what I look like in them. And I'm like, who am I in this dream? I don't know why. It's weird. But I'm myself. And so I'm walking through the woods. And to my right is Rick from The Walking Dead. Rick is like the main character in The Walking Dead. I'll put a picture up of him. So Rick from The Walking Dead is sitting to my right, and then to the left is some guy I don't know, which also brings me to a like weird, like interesting, intriguing thought in my mind is how do you create someone in your dream that you've never seen before? Maybe you have seen them. You know how you walk by and then like you drive by people and you see people daily, but you'll never remember them because it's just a quick glimpse of them. I wonder if your brain like retains that and then it just creates them in your dreams or something. But this guy I'd never seen before. So it was me, Rick, and dude I've never seen before. And I didn't even know his name. And so we're going through the woods and I have like a freaking shotgun in my hand and they've got guns in their hands. And I'm like, what? Am I in the zombie apocalypse? And apparently I wasn't, because they were like talking about, we had like a village of people. I don't know why we had a village of people out in the woods, because it was modern day. We had a village of people and there was no zombies. It had nothing to do with zombies, but apparently like our village had been like pillaged and just totally burned to the ground by some people. Who knows who? I don't even know, because I didn't get too far into that story. And so Rick was like, we need to go somewhere down these woods. There's this school, and in this school, there's going to be supplies. We can get food and we can get money and we can get like all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. So we devised this plan where I'm going to sneak in. They're going to like shoot their guns off like kind of far away. And I'm going to sneak in. I'm going to grab this stuff and I'm going to put it in my baggie and I'm going to go. And so we devised this plan and I go into the front of the school. And the school looks like a penitentiary, almost kind of like the prison in Walking Dead, or like some type of concentration camp that they'd have in Nazi Germany. It did not look like a school. And so somehow I get through the front gate without them seeing me. And I get into the front office and I'm getting this stuff and, they're all shooting their guns out and totally distracting the people. And I get the stuff and then I come out and I notice that there's no like gunfire or anything anymore. I'm like, where the heck did Rick go? And like look over to my left, and this is kind of morbid, but I look over to my left and like Rick and that other dude had totally been just like shot up. They were dead. And I was like, oh no, Rick! And then right after that happened, I got bagged. Like I got a bag over my head and I was getting dragged somewhere. And I was like, oh my God, like where am I? I'm getting dragged somewhere. And they drag me into this room. They sit me in this chair and they take this bag off my head. And when they take the bag off my head, it's the governor from Walking Dead, the freaking bad guy, the governor. And he's sitting there talking to me and he's like, what's your name? And like asking me all these questions. I was like, I was just with that. We were just trying to get stuff. Our village got whatever. He was like, well, you're going to stay here now. You're a prisoner. And he was like, this is a alternative school where like bad kids go. And he was like, don't even try. And like outside of the alternative school, it's like a normal city. It's like there's a Walgreens. Like I could see it like down to the left. I'm like, all these barbed wire fences. I'm like, what's going on? There's a Walmart to the left. I don't know what's going on in my dream. But so I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to figure out, after having this talk with him, I'm like, oh my God, I'm stuck in this alternative school. Why am I here? Why are they keeping me prisoner? It's supposed to be a school. And so like for a while, I'm trying to like figure out how I'm going to get out of here. And I'm like looking at the fences and I'm, going around trying to find out. And I'm looking at the front gates to where I think I can like get out. And the governor's always sitting up there just like guarding it. And at one point, somehow I saw like some kid do it. Oh, by the way, he said if you do break free, the city knows that you're an alternative person, so they're just going to turn you in. So I was like, shit, if I like go try to tell somebody, help me, they're going to be like, you're an alternative person, and they're going to send me right back. So I saw some kid like find a way to get out. So I decided that I was going to try that myself. So I waited until the governor went to sleep. I don't know how dreams last this long. I waited until the governor went to sleep. And I found a way out of the front of the fence. And I was like, yes. And so I get out of the front of the fence and I'm like running and I'm full speed. I'm just going down the street. I'm not even stopping. And I go into like where it's like nothing but trees. And I don't know why, but I figured like I'm going to run back to Dallas. So apparently I had to be like close to Dallas, and I was wanting to get home, but I couldn't stop to use the phone or tell anybody to get me, because if I did that, then they're just going to send me back to the alternative place with the governor, who's a creep, by the way. He was a little creepy. And so I'm running, and like along the side of the road on my way, I see these 3 guys, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And so I'm like, oh God, they can't see me. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I like start looking really closely, and I'm like, is that Zach Bagans? And so I start running up to him, and I'm like, are you the guys from Ghost Adventures? And they're like, yeah, we're currently, looking over the location and studying this region because we're about to film an episode here. And I was like, what? This is awesome. And I was like, I just got stuck in this like concentration camp, and like they try to keep me prisoner, and now I'm trying to get home. And they're like, really? They're like, we can help you get home. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. So it's like Aaron, Nick, and Zach, and I got like my bodyguards. And so we're walking, and we're talking about, like, I'm telling them about how I love Ghost Adventures and it's so amazing, and I make Black Ops 2 ghost stories. And somehow they're conversating with me. Like in my mind, I can picture their voices, and they're conversating with me, and they're like, yeah. And so we start walking, and then we like are looking around, and we're like, did we go the right way? Like it seems like we were walking around in circles. So at one point we like stop, and as we're like stopped and looking to see which way we should go, we get like surrounded, ambushed, boom, boom, boom. And it's like all these people with like their Walking Dead like bow and arrows and their everything else and like some guns. And it's the freaking governor again. And they found us, and he's taken me in with now Zach, Aaron, and Nick. How weird is that? So we're all prisoner, and somehow Nick gets taken away from us. Who knows? He's probably getting tortured in some like torture chamber or something like that. But somehow, some way, Nick gets taken away from us. And so it's just me and Zach Bagans and Aaron in this one room. And we're sitting there, and they're like, what the hell is this? Like, they don't have their cell phones. They got all their cell phones taken away. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like we're in the middle of a city. I don't know what this is, but this is like some kind of like concentration juvenile child camp, and this guy does not want to let us leave, or at least doesn't want to let me leave. And so we're talking about that, and after like a little bit, the governor comes back in, and he's got creeper face on. Okay, this is a little bit creepy, but he does this in the TV show, so it's the only reason I think it happened in my dream. And he like comes up to me, and he's kind of like just like pushing Zach and them off the side, and he comes up to me, and he's like, you're never going to be able to leave here, and you're going to be stuck here. He's like, you belong here with me, and this is with these people, these are our people, or whatever, like the same thing he says to the girl in Walking Dead. And then he like oddly puts his hands on my shoulders like he's like into me, which is really gross because he's not, my type of guy. So he puts his hands on his shoulders, and he's like, you belong here with me. And I'm like, oh God, I'm about to get molested by the dude from Walking Dead, the governor. Oh my God. And at that moment, like Zach Bagans, who's like the hottest dude ever, just completely like drop tackles the governor. Like it was almost like a spear in a football act. And he completely like tackles him. And in the middle of their like struggle or whatever, I wake up. And that was my dream. I was just like, I woke up and I was like, what the hell just happened? And turns out to me, at least I feel like I maybe just watch a little bit too much TV. I can't believe Vampire Bill wasn't in that dream. I mean, at some point, I imagine that Bill would become like freaking vampire sprinting into the thing to come save me. That would have been way better, because then I would have totally like made out with him and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so if you watch those 2 TV shows, my dream completely mixed those 2 together, and I almost got molested by the governor, which is really freaking weird, and I would have been really pissed off. So thank you, Zach Bagans, in my dream, for totally awesomely trucking the shit out of him. But that's going to be it for this episode of We Play, I Pay. I hope y'all enjoyed the weird, awesome, interesting dream that I just gave you. Let me know if y'all ever have any weird dreams like that. Like, I know that I've had tons of weird dreams, and I have a lot of them where I'm like flying, or like I'm bouncing off stuff, and I wake up and I'm like, oh. But let me know about some of the dreams that maybe y'all have had recently. He ended up beating me in this game 3-2, which was a really, really good game, as well as the first game. I wish I could have saw the first game, just because I wish you could have seen the ball bounce off Balotelli's back. But I ended up buying a bronze card from him. You won't be able to see it. Look at his goal right there. That was sick. David Luiz completely commits way too hard. He has way too high of a work rate. But the card, I believe, that he put up was a bronze English player named Chambers, or last name Chambers. So he went ahead and got his 10,000 coins. He is the winner for this week. I believe my count now in the We Play I Pay is I've lost 3 and won 2, which is not that bad. I mean, I'm kind of negative, but oh well. At least the community is getting 10,000 coins off me, which is awesome. Let me know if y'all have any ideas for how I should pick my viewer for next week's We Play I Pay in the 10,000 coin challenge. Thanks for watching this video though, guys, and until next time, get Fang Bang, nerds.